Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. We are jumping into a best of three Zendikar Rising traditional draft on MTG Arena. You are watching Travis Semulin Hours, and if you'd like to see the drafts live, you can stop by my Twitch channel, which is www.twitch.tv/Semulin. And we have figured out the format. The format is draft green. Draft green and you win. Draft not green and you're sad and you're lighting gems on fire. So we're probably going to draft a green deck. Green and any color is just fine. Green and every color is kind of where it's at. Yeah, a lot of the YouTube drafts had started out as rogues, but I really do feel like I've kind of figured this one out. And it seems like a deck that's going to be easy to get into, even if other people are competing with it, because you really just need to Reclaim the Wastes and whatever filler green creatures you can get. Like the Turnt Timber aesthetic and 3/2 Wizard Elf are not supposed to be amazing cards, but we built a deck around them and it was just fine. So we've done, for those joining us on YouTube, we've done 3 drafts today. 2 were base green and went 3-0. 1 was Blue-Red Wizards with a Relic Amulet, and it went 0-2. The games where I drew the Relic Amulet were quite good. The games where I didn't, we got run over. I mean, that can happen too. I'm not opposed to trying to draft something else. And like I said, we did that draft earlier with Wizards, and the deck looked fine. It just didn't function unless you drew either the Rock Slide Sorcerer or the Amulet, whereas the green decks are just like, here's a bunch of beef and a bunch of good cards. Yeah, that was a pretty quick 3-0, Jimmy. Sorry to make YouTube wait. I'm not used to the queues taking this long to fill up. But like that started out with me passing a Geyser Mage for a Balagad Recovery, which is really not something I thought I'd ever do when this format got started. But I'm actively looking for reasons to be green. There's not any here, which doesn't mean I'm not green. Like, we're already doing a great job cutting green by opening this pack. So this is all good. I think I want the Deadly Alliance. It's pretty easy to splash. It kills things. If we end up in any black-based deck, we'll just be happy with it. I'm taking everyone's gems. That's why the queues are longer. Maybe. We could talk a little bit about the Skellington and the Celebrant, as there's certainly role players in their deck, but I think they're way behind a Deadly Alliance. That was blue-black. Those lands aren't really important. What makes the green decks function is Reclaim the Waste, Roiling Regrowth, and Vastwood Herpaderp, because all of them get you 2 lands. So you can basically splash double pip cards. You can literally play anything you want. You kind of have to make the decision, do I want to splash a couple double pipped cards, or would I like to just splash a couple cards from every color? But whichever way you want to go, you can do it. So the last one was like black-green base splashing blue and white. But I've done some others that were like blue-green base splashing double-colored red cards. Vastwood Surge, that's the name of it. Thank you, Pinks. I think here again, since we already have a pretty strong inclination that we'd like to be green, we'll just take the Rabid Bite. The trick to this is that Royal Mage is very easy to splash as well because its kicker is colorless. A while back, I would have been looking at the Infiltrator here, but I'm pretty much all in on green decks unless something just forces me out of it. Like, I don't know, midway through Pack 2, we haven't seen any Reclaim the Wastes. I might start to get worried. But currently, I'm not worried. So there's a Royal Mage, which I have mentioned is very easy to splash if things go together, and it already plays well with Rabid Bite and Deadly Alliance. I literally splashed into Nahiri's Binding before. That was one of the double pip cards I splashed. And Nectar Pot is good in those green-based decks too, but this is fine. Yeah, that's an easy pick. It's an easy splash, and it's already got value with what we have. When there's picks that are close, I'm going to default to the green option. But if there's not, I'll take splashable cards. Blah, 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 blah. You could make a slight argument for the Blood Beckoning here. It does play really nicely with the Royal Mage. But I think we're just getting an indication that either green is open or people are valuing Reclaim the Wastes higher than Rabid Bite. Either of those is good for us. It does mean that if we don't see a Reclaim the Wastes, maybe in the next two picks, that we probably have to get it in pack two. And if we don't, we have to kind of let this, you know, crazy splash stream go. I'm thinking here about Broken Wings versus Blood Beckoning and just kind of ignoring this because, again, I don't want to go in on a synergy deck. I'd rather just have raw power. I'm pretty happy with the Broken Wings main deck, and they do seem more difficult to pick up and a little harder to like nudge people out of. So I'm going to take it here, but I could respect the beckoning. Perhaps we'll learn to fly again. I'm going to try to show you the way. But like I said, if we don't see a Reclaim the Waste 6, we're going to have to like first pick them, which I'm happy enough to do. It just means we're competing with other people for this archetype. Because one's probably been opened by the time we get to see 6 packs. Oh, I don't know why this is still here. I couldn't tell you. If we'd picked up a Reclaim the Waste a little earlier, I'd probably just take it and get to work. But I'm, needless to say, pretty happy to have this. So our deck is beginning to form up. Now, we need creatures, but they can be like what you would think of as garbage green creatures. That 3/2 that draws a card, the 1/1 Death Touch Rogue, the 5/4 Cleric. Like, we're fine. I wonder why people don't value the inversion higher. I really like that one. Why do they hate it? They don't know the way. So we could just set ourselves in base blue-green and get a little ramp to go with this, which I'm not opposed to. If the familiar wasn't here, I think I'd be quite interested in this. But it is. So let's talk. And a Geeko? I would like to save some money on car insurance. Wouldn't you? This looks like we're going to be base blue-green kicker, probably splashing for this, and then anything else good that we pick up. This is not a particularly impressive creature, but we're going to need some things to win the game with, and this one's fine. Yeah, I think we figured out that blue-green is open, and because of that, I can take the the good blue cards a little bit higher, probably hoping not to play this, but we can. And then just also splash basically whatever the heck I want, as long as I find at least one more of the splash enablers. And Scythecat's not bad in this deck either, because the way you're splashing isn't with something like an Oasis Ritualist or a Naga Vitalist like you were in Hour of Devastation. You're doing it with Reclaim the Waste, so you are hitting all of your land drops and getting to like 7 or 8 mana by the end. So the cat's a nice find here. This card was actually worse than I thought it would be. Yeah, green is just absurdly open. I mean, that's the other reason to draft green, right? Like, if you don't know about this specific deck, people are just going to pass you all the green cards. Because if you're not splashing like a maniac and you don't have blue-green with Roost of Drakes, you probably just have a bad deck. The last deck we had a lot of graveyard shenanigans. I'd be interested to get that going again if we can. So Bubble Tea is nice, but not gotten back by our Royal Mage. And I think with 2 Rabid Bites and a Deadly Alliance, I don't really need to stress about that. This pick kind of comes down to a Gnarlrid Colony and a Soul Shatter. And I think I'm very happy splashing both of these. They're instant. This one is not targeted, which can be awkward, but can also be good. It's usually more awkward than good. Yeah, I'm pretty all right with this, I guess. I can find... I'm probably going to get a colony whether I want one or not. Bane Veil's all right. I want some, like, raw card draw too, but I'd really rather it be the Divination. If I have the Divination, I can have a 3-lander and cast it to smooth out that draw, whereas the Plunder is kind of like, this is the last thing that you cast. It's not that it's bad, it's just that I don't care how many cards they draw. I'd rather have a 3-mana card draw than a 5-mana card draw. But we're going to want some amount of splans anyway, and Bane Veil's a nice one. It's like a medium combat trick. So I think we're pretty happy with that here. I would take another Reclaim the Waste if there was one. This gecko puts us a little more interested in doing more kicker things, which I mean, I'm already kind of interested in. There's some argument to take the Pack Beast in case we get party shenanigans, some argument to take the Baloth, but I'm willing to speculate a little bit here. Like, Reclaim the Waste has kicker. I'm going to want as many of those as I can get. It also blocks random 3/1s that your opponent's trying to attack you with early. It's the most geckos I think I've ever had in a deck. And I suppose this could transition to some sort of blue-green kicker deck. Does the effect of gecko stack? Yes, if you had two, it would stack. This one's got 3 cards that I'm interested in. I think we can rule out the Visionary here because the Sproutling is kind of indicating that we can do a lot of kicker shenanigans. I really like Balagad Recovery on its own, though. It's kind of the only downside, but if we're getting this strong a signal on kicker, I should probably value these cards a little bit. Shouldn't the Sproutling wheel, hopefully? I mean, it'd be nice if it did, but we've already got sort of a loop set up here. And this is like, so this is a Reclaim that could be a land. This is a Reclaim that could be a 3/3 if that's what I need. I think I value that effect higher. I can probably play a Divner here. It's a fine card. There's nothing I would want to splash for. I've already got one of these dudes if we want it. I do like the 3/2 elves too. Oh, Lord. Yeah, kicker's wide open. Because there's even a Rabid Bite here. This is great news. Great news. So ACOG is not bad, but I think I do like the Blood Beckoning now. Even if this is all I have, I'll find one more thing to enable a splash, and I can fit in 3 black cards. I think I should be able to fit in 3 black cards, and being able to set up kind of ridiculous loops of just getting these back seems pretty good to me. Yeah, I think Blood Beckoning is actually quite good, mainly because combos with Royal Mage. I don't know that I turned around on it. Like, Morbid Plunder's always been playable. I just went from being, like, not unhappy to play it to kind of actively looking to play it. And here's a Relic Amulet, but I'm kind of off of it. I'd rather just have a Visionary now. It's something else to get back with the Blood Beckoning that makes it, like, you can kind of turn this into a Ancestral Recall, right? So I think I'm pretty happy with the Visionary. I do need another 2, but I bet I can find one. This, like, has some synergy going here, at least. It says kicker on it. Like, we could conceivably have a 5-mana 4/5 flyer. You could do worse. Well, no, it gets you 2 creatures back. Like, this seems to be a format where card advantage matters. I'm not going to be able to play any of this, but I might want a second Broken Wings. KTK? Cons of Tarkir? That's an older meme, sir, but it checks out. I don't really need this. Hey, what's up? Simwife. I'm still going to take it. Simwife bought a monk skin, and we've completed our skin goal in Stream Riders. Thank you very much. Y'all spam some cats for Simwife. Thank you. That means we will start working on the Ajani card in the Ajani skin in a little bit too. Thank you, sweetheart. Lol. Oh man, we got a Crawling Barons versus a Lol Mage's Domination when I've already got 2 Royal Mages. I know what the right pick is, but I don't know that I have the capacity to make it. I want both is what I want. But the Crawling Barons is too good for me not to take it. Like, let's just be a grown-up here. That is a unique effect. There's a world where I get past another Lol Mage's domination. I wouldn't say that it's likely, but it could happen. And there's no world where I'm getting past a Crawling Barrens. So here I think we want to take the Lol Mage's domination. Whee! I do need one more Reclaim the Waste. We're not quite done yet. And I think it's going to be difficult to find in this direction. Is Spark Mage splashable? I mean, Squad Commander certainly is. Because I've already got Wizards. It's mostly just Wizards, isn't it? It's mostly just Wizards. I've already got plenty of playables. I can take it, and if the mana doesn't come together, I don't have to play it. I'm pretty happy with this card. I want to splash Thwart the Grave too. Because I could get back a wizard in a thing. Oh god, just pass me one more Fixer Pulse. One more. Just one more. That probably rules out the Squad Commander. So what are we copying with this? Reclaim the Waste. Is this technically my second copy of Reclaim the Waste? I could copy a Rabid Bite. I think I'm willing to try this, and I do need another 2-drop as well. Because, like, it's competing with some solid cards here. But I think I've got enough card advantage we can get the job done here. I'm not going to get enough black for this, am I? I may have to be a grown-up. Which is disappointing. If I thought I was going to see another Reclaim the Waste, I'd take this Baloth, but I kind of don't think I am now. So instead, I'm going to take the Survivor. They're both playable. Okay, we can finish with the Cleric and probably not play the Thwart the Grave. I think I could still play the other, maybe 2 of the other 3. I was hoping I'd see like a Reclaim the Waste here and be like, oh my god, I'm amazing, yay, but I didn't. It's all right. We still got a pretty good weird kicker deck going here. Free gems are nice. I like free gems. And like I can feel a little better about taking out some of the black removal if I'm gonna wheel Rabid Bites. Because like now I don't really have to have these. I think I'd still like to splash maybe the Shatter and the Beckoning. Just to have extreme late game shenanigans. Because this deck looks kind of fine as is. And that makes the Cleric a little bit better. Because I kind of want to play 18 lands counting these. I don't really want any of this. I guess if somebody's heavy flyers, maybe we're interested in this. I don't see a world where I'm going to want a Cleric. I've got plenty of 2s. Yeah, this didn't go too bad. It didn't go exactly where I wanted, but like this is kind of the thing with this deck is like if you go for this deck and end up with just a mediocre version of blue-green kicker, who cares? You're fine. Let's jam our Stream Raiders battle. Look at that. We did the thing. This is a boss fight, so a good one to jam, and then we'll figure out the deck. Thank you again to everybody who was buying the Stream Raider skins that got us to our next level to unlock. That's a good way to support the stream if you're into Stream Raiders. Kind of having some trouble maybe on the left flank. But it doesn't matter. The boss is dead. We got this cleaned up. What's up, Jeff? How you been, man? It has been a while. 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 It has It hasn't let you buy skins? Interesting. Simwife with the kills. Thrust with the political statement, I approve, and assists. Captain's Chest for ye all. Scrolls for Silence, Limestone, Nexus, and Thrust. Hey, look at us. Pogs in chat. All right, we got another line, and this one will take us to a blue chest, so we should do this one. Life is good in Semulin Town. It is good to be Travis. Get some monk action and figure out this deck. So I think we're going to count this as a land. And I want to run 18, which means we'll need 22 playables, so this should say 24. So I've got 2 cuts. And this is not really a good look at like where I'm expecting these creatures to show up on curve. Like we've got some flexibility there, which is nice, but I probably don't need the Soul Shatter either, do I? Like I can literally just splash a Blood Beckoning, and it's pretty nice and easy. Because we've got 3 Rapid Bites, a Broken Wings, and a Domination. Like I cut this in like 1 mediocre creature that we're not super excited about, and we're good to go. Like I don't know that we need the Survivor. Everything else is flexible or does something, and the Survivor just doesn't. We're looking to get our card advantage from our graveyard through the Blood Beckoning, Domination, Royal Mage loops. So like the Beckoning seems like a pretty reasonable splash. Techno Shaman. Thank you for buying a cat burglar. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoy. Y'all spam some cats for the shaman. I think I'm okay with this. I know I need at least 1 swamp. I'm going to see how few I can get away with. So we're going to want like at least 9 for us. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 8/8, which is going to make this a lot easier, but I really need to lean on that to get it done. God, that 1 swamp is pretty greedy. Because I need to either draw Reclaim or the swamp. This is why I want 2 of those, but I think it's worth an include. I think it's probably worth an include. Let's give it a spin. I'm being a little greedy with my mana. I don't mind that. And this should read 17, but technically 18 because 1's colorless. I think that this is such a late game card for us that I'm okay not being able to cast it until the game's like through half of the decks. I'd really felt more comfortable if we'd gotten 1 more of those. Frankly, if we had, I'd have been playing the Thwart the Grave too. But we didn't. Looks all right to me. Probably just run Home Slice out here, but we'll see what our opponent has to say about that. I think on the play I probably do. Thank you for the Corgo bit, Skelinate.
Unlocked stuff for SR.
All right, we played it to trade it. Still would kind of rather not, so that if this dies, I can draw a card, but whatevs. Remember, we can always get ours back, given the fullness of time. I don't really need the ramp now, but this is a pretty good blocker against that, so we'll take it. This is a bit of a land-heavy hand. Kind of sniffing a roost of drakes over there. Oh, that's easy. think I'm willing to poke them here. I'd be a little sad if they've got a bubble tea for it, but I can live. There's only what? Maybe 3 cards in the deck we can't cast if they tee it. Yeah, and they'd probably be more likely to bubble tea the Divner anyway. All right. That's a lot of land, yo. That's a lot of land. I am ready to draw the 6 drops now, please. Maybe they'll bounce my Divner. I'm going to protect Home Slice for a turn by picking up one of these, so if they've got a discard spell, I can keep him. Stalker does put a bit of a clock on me, so I may have to attack here. Because we really don't have anything going on right now. My hope is that they'll trade the Stalker and the Chronicler for it now. And if they got a Subtle Strike, I need to make sure the Stalker's dead. Because the 4-3 I can eventually handle. Oh, that's kind of the worst, isn't it? I was not ready for a Chilling Trap. That's a card I don't think about very often. I've played it in Blue-Red Wizards, but I just don't go into that deck very often. You can see they're kind of starting to crawl ahead here via card advantage, which we don't have as much of as I'd like. That's interesting. So they've got another wizard shenanigans. I mean, basically, they just don't draw a card on that one. This is weird. I think we're going to die just from drawing all lands. What do you guys think? Do you play non-lands in your decks? I'm beginning to think it might be a good idea. Because that's lethal right now. I have to kill that. That's mostly lethal too. This is not good enough. And yet it's still something I must do. If I was going to get out of this, how would it look? I'm not going to get out of this. It doesn't it doesn't matter. I'm not getting out of this. I play all lands because I want to be able to play a card every turn 100% of the time. I think you've got it figured out, Wowski. I think that's actually the trick. Nothing but lands. If they hadn't had Sharex, one of the ways we could have gotten out of this. Choose cards to reveal. How many do I reveal? 2? Okay, here's 2. 56 swamps and 4 pack rats. Sold. Let's do it. Well, I guess when we do the YouTube drafts, it's going to be a rogue deck one way or the other. It's just a question of who's playing the rogues. Neat. Why aren't they killing me? Because I feel like I should be dead now. A couple different ways. I think they may have seen the line. Not playing a land was a mistake. Well, it's a mistake if we actually draw the mana to be able to cast the Blood Beckoning, but it's not a mistake if they're playing 2 Mind Rots. And I've seen plenty of decks that were playing 2 Mind Rots. It was a decision, not necessarily a mistake. We're super dead here. All right, so that did not work to our advantage. They've got a lot of unblockable stuff and a lot of stuff I need to hard kill, which means I probably am going to want more black cards in here, which is going to make this deck a little bit difficult to function. Ironically, I didn't really see many good targets for the Broken Wings, but I think I'm going to need Deadly Alliance and Soul Shatter, and our mana base is going to need to get ugly. So I'm going to try to do this off of 3 swamps. Well, 2 swamps. 2 in a Reclaim the Wastes. And the whole plan is just going to be try to stay alive. This domination really hurts, but if the game can go super late, I think I can pull it off. They have to have targets for Broken Wings, right? You would think so. Let's be grown up though. The nectar pot's not going to. The game is not going to revolve around a nectar pot, nor is it going to revolve around a big cleric. This is what I want. This is a greedy pile. And but I need to be able to kill those unblockable things so we can stabilize and get our loops going. And really, the extra black cards combo with their Mind Rot, because I'll just discard them. It'll be fine. Not quite exactly like I drew it up. I think we run this dude out. Hold this one. If I can get a swamp or another spell, we could do something with it. This gives us enough pressure to start. That ain't a lovely trade, but I'd take it. We're turning off a good bit of their card advantage here. Because if their plan is to cast this and take another 3, I think I'm very okay with that. That would appear to not be their plan. Alright, that's why we brought this in. We just need the mana. Oh, Lord. Don't do me like this. Oh. Okay, okay. We're going to take a pretty colossal hit here, and then we're going to stabilize. Everything's going to be fine. I believe. Clap your hands if you believe. I think in this matchup specifically, I would want access to a field research, which I just don't have. We're depending on our graveyard heavily for our interactions. I still feel like if we can hit one of our black sources, I'm in this game. This is not pretty, but it kind of needs to be my line. Another kicker spell there puts me way behind. No, I'd say it's actively ugly. These draws are just not lining up properly. That's one of the unblockable things that we can handle. It's not actually the one that we're super scared of, but we're pretty scared of it. I can double block the rogue with some impunity. The question here, no, I don't think it's actually a question. I think it's just play the visionary. Because if I hit a black source, we're going pretty strong. If I don't, we'll deal with it. Those of you watching on YouTube, this is why it's so important to get 2 copies of the Reclaim the Waste if you're going to go for a splashy deck. With 1 copy, I'm really stretching the mana base here, and it's because I don't feel like I have much of a chance to beat this opponent unless I do that. But YouTube likes rogues, so we're probably good anyway. And see, there's no problem for splashing. Splashing's easy. Easy peasy. With any luck, we can kill the Seafloor Stalker. If they've got an instant speed removal spell, we're going to be really hurting. Okay, the golem is at least not terrifying right this second. It probably will be, but I'm not going to take any more hits off of that. Unless they got that stupid wizard spell again. Oh, I hope they don't. Ugh. Mill shield. They're still 2 turns away from having threshold. So I've got a little bit more time to deal with that relic golem, but the rest of their board may very well kill me before then. There's not really much reason for them to pump one more time. They could leave up a Deadly Alliance or counterspell lots of things, and then still have the relic golem as a possible activation, because I think they'd like to get that going now. But things are looking very grim for our hero. Yeah, that kind of seals the deal. Thanks for watching, boys and girls. We are dead here. Mill the black source. Why not? It doesn't mean we can't find one, but it does mean we can't find two. This is just, it feels like just an example of literally everything that could go wrong going wrong in this fight. This has to be blocked because it's lethal. I feel like they could have swung with more here if they wanted to. We drafted, yeah, Wallet. We drafted green. We're supposed to win. All right, I'm going to call that one because I'm not getting out of that without the black mana. They've just got too many attackers next turn, and that one's already lethal. That was rough. This is real rough. Let's see if we can clutch victory from the jaws of defeat. This is but a 1-star, right? We should have this. We can go ahead and do our Stream Raiders battle. I don't think 5 minutes will make all the difference on that. And at least this is something we can win, so we can be happy there. Alrighty, we've got one dude left to take out. There we go. Simwife with the kills, David with the assists. Extra scrolls for Bice, David, Wallet, Alakazam, and Jimmy. Now we're going to go try to get this blue chest. So we'll just go this way. Verily, I will tank for ye. You have been scoring a lot of wins today on that, Wallet. All right, bolus on bolus action here. It's kind of the opposite problem we had last time, because this hand needs to hit 2 lands to work. It's got the potential. Well, what are our odds here? We should actually use the calculator to figure this out. Because we've got 33 cards left in the deck. We're playing 17, 18, 19 lands if you count the Reclaim the Waste as a land, which we are. So that means there's 18 still hits. So there's 18 successes. We've got something like 3 draws to hit 2 of them, which only puts us at 57% to hit. I think that means we send this back. Because I really need 3. So that one's got to go back. This one we can keep. Probably send back a forest and see what we can do with this. There's some possibility I could get a card out of Royal Mage and a Bane Veil, but with the Singer in hand, I don't think it makes much sense to try to hold on to that. Or Stomper in hand, rather. There is some argument to just play it out anyway, but I feel like it's just going to get countered here. They got to make the first move. If they play something this can block and trade with, I'll play it. All right. Sucks to give him back card advantage. but I'm not a huge fan of taking damage over and over too. So there are 2 cards up in the game. We're going to have to get that value back from somewhere. If they're able to counter this, we could be in a lot of trouble. The Nectar Pot's effectively gained enough life to have blocked this once, which is handy. Man, it was free crab day and nobody told me. I did not know it was free crab day. Because I think my deck's actually really weak to this card. I don't have any Death Touchers. I don't realistically have a way to get rid of it. So they can hit me for 5-9 here? That's tough. That's really tough. That's what I get for not eating crab chips, maybe. Phew. Pardon me. But I'm going to need something good here, buddy. Like an island. The big challenge is I can't even rabid bite the darn thing. And it's lethal now. We have to start chomping it. Yeah, I think we saw one. It wasn't something I was interested in for this deck. We're not playing enough islands. And most of the decks I play, the crab isn't a problem. But this particular draft, we just didn't get the pieces we need. Oh, that is brutal. That's kind of crazy. They baked a crab for us. I don't know how I'm ever supposed to beat this crab. Like, I literally can't think of anything we could draw that would do it. Oh, never mind. I was trying to meme, but I still can't even take this because I would need 2 more mana. Good grief. Good grief. All right, well, we'll take their wizard then. And I guess start chumping crabs. So can buy it back with this, chump it twice, then take the crab. Yeah, it costs 2 more to steal it. So this is fine. We didn't really care about that. I don't actually, well, I would have liked the wizard, but the crab is not entirely lethal. But making them spend 3 mana doesn't really do much. They've got it free. Wait a minute, it is entirely lethal. They could have killed me and didn't. I'm so smart. Behold how smart I am. I do have to chump it now. And now we can steal their crab and be safe. This really looked like a good pile to me. But it has not cooperated. I'm kind of having a similar problem where I really need the targeted removal, but maybe we just don't go quite so ham on it, and we still play the 2 swamps. Because the rabbit bites just aren't killing things that matter here. Yeah, I think I'd rather take this out. Got to get to Hamall. We'll see if we can pull something out of this. I'd hate to post an O2 to YouTube, but they happen sometimes. I think the last one was too. But I promise you, we've been winning some. I have the ability. All right, this has got a shot. We've got years of O2s on YouTube. Fair enough, John. Yeah, I'm fairly happy trading off the Sproutling for this, right? Because I need two more lands to kick this, two more lands to kick this, and I can potentially Deadly Alliance something here in a minute. Yeah, I have the VODs turned off for today. Well, this is not quite that cheap to cast. I'd still need one more. I kind of need one land and we can play Magic. I think we still hold. If I draw a Rabid Bite and they play another low power creature, that could be huge. Not blocking that. I'm a land away from glory. Behold my glory. I got 2 discounts, 3, 4, 5. Why can I not cast this for 5? Oh, I can. I still need a little bit of time to be able to Deadly Alliance it. Because I still can't kill it with that. I need 2 more mana. I guess this gives me 1 of the 2 mana. I don't think I'm ready to attack yet. I'm still scared of the crab. This gives me the other of the 2 mana. Oh, that's why it was tapping the green. Duh. Now I can kill the crab. Then the fun can begin. Don't counterspell me, yo. It's clearly the auto tapper's fault. Yeah, but now we're kind of firmly ahead. If I kill that and swing, they take 8 and go to 1, which doesn't seem that bad, but they don't have good blocks anyway. I kind of want to just send this all at them, but it's preventing 5 damage here. This has got to be good enough. Like we can punish the crab a little bit here. Okay, fine. We've got him at 5. I'll take it. Okay, we're a little more worried now. We're a lot a bit more worried now. I'm kind of concerned about that. So this copies CMC2 or less. When it enters the battlefield, copy the next. So I can do this now. And basically kick it on the cheap. I think this is the way to go, and then swing it next turn. Looks a little worse now, though. All right, we will start rebuilding again. It can all come back. I care a little bit about their bird. A good old-fashioned Cinderclasm. We knew they had one, and it was pretty dang good there. All right, let's see what scales better. This or the crab? This did turn into a pretty good battle. I don't really need to veil here, do I? Yeah, I thought we had kind of a boring game going, and then all of a sudden it got interesting. Just a few good top decks, and you talking. Is that lethal? There's 6, 7, 8, 9. They can do this 9 times and hit me for exactly 15. That is lethal. Well, actually, it's not. It's exactly 15, right? No, it's 6 times 3, which is 18. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. The crab would die. Minus 18 toughness would kind of get it. Man, I liked it better the other time. We were doing okay. I think you're right, Techno. Oh, Lord. I'm in danger. I forget it's not just pumping it. Yeah, they can't kill me with it. They can put me to 1. I need to have 2 mana left over. So if I were to take the crab, I would have 2 mana left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I didn't even need to use that much. I'm bad. Don't judge me. I didn't realize the game had gone off that long. God, they had another creature. Frack, I'm dead. That was so close. Game winning Cleric of Chill Depths. I got nothing, right? Yeah, if they didn't have the Cleric, we win. They had the Cleric, so we don't win. I guess I can threaten another one and see if they're going to be scared, but there's not really any need for them to be scared. They know, yeah, they know I don't have removal. I'm just dead. I'm just going to make the biggest crab I can. And then see myself out. That was brutal, man. That was real brutal. Okay, so maybe it's not just draft green and win. But I still think it is. I still think it is. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, thank you for sticking around for a game that was kind of boring and then got really interesting. And then I guess got really interesting for my opponent. I had not seen Blue-Red Party Wizards. We got. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back with more Zendikar Rising drafts very soon for you, YouTube. Chat, say goodbye to YouTube.